Welcome to the Home and Garden Show. I'm your host, Wally Conway. We've got a great show for you today to help you find your dream home, or if you've got a home, make your home a dream. We've got a real estate agent with us today, kitchen cabinet design, as well as home stager, and so much more. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Big event or party at your home or business? The Jacksonville Party Company. Stress-free, flawless, and memorable. Whether it's for children, a retirement, a wedding, or other social or professional activity, it's stress-free, flawless, and memorable when you involve the Jacksonville Party Company. Contact them today to get your event launched at jacksonvillepartycompany.com. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Wally Conway. You know, if your house had a heartbeat, it would clearly be in the kitchen. That's where all the good stuff happens. It's where the great food comes from. It's where the great conversation also takes place. If your kitchen isn't quite what you wish it would be, maybe it's time to consider a new one. And maybe, just maybe, John Hasty from Kitchen Design Gallery is the guy to bring that great kitchen to you. John, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Wally.
One of the things I enjoy about you, John, compared to so many options for kitchens, is you truly are a master cabinet maker. You've got 40 years in this. How did you first get involved in the kitchen cabinetry business?
Wally, I grew up in the cabinet business. I've been doing it all my life. I started with my dad in 1978, and we evolved into what is now Kitchen Design Gallery, where we have a 5,000 square foot showroom that we invite customers in to design and build and remodel kitchens.
So you've got that gut level understanding from sweeping the floor to cutting the wood all the way through. I know you've evolved over the years at Kitchen Design Gallery. What is it that caused you to feel that concentrating at the high end was the right place to be?
Well, we enjoy working with higher end customers that we can come in and really truly create their dream kitchens in their existing homes. Because it's amazing what we're doing in kitchens today that we were doing 5 years ago. We come back in today and it's just completely different. What we always often say, what were we thinking 5 years ago as opposed to what today kitchens look like.
Right. I know you do a lot of work with the high-end custom home builders, Pineapple Corporation, and others at that level. What about the person who says, I don't need a new home, I need a great kitchen? How do you help them choose the ultimate kitchen?
Well, what we have kind of a good, better, and best concept there. So we have something for every budget. So if the customers are looking for that Chevette or they want the Corvette, I can offer that to them, from a medium price kitchen to the high-end kitchen. So we have something for every customer in there.
You know, John, as a home inspector, after looking at thousands and thousands of houses over the last 25 years, kitchens tend to be trendy. And Corian 25 years ago was all the rage. If I wanted my kitchen to be timeless, you've been at it 40 years, I've been at it 25 years. If I wanted to have a kitchen, a legacy kitchen that was fantastic 25, 50 years from now, what materials would I be looking at?
Today's trends are, of course, painted cabinets. And that has been something that I've seen throughout my years in the business to be kind of a steady, timeless look, with the oak wood floors and the white painted cabinets is kind of a timeless look. Today's countertops, mostly granite. A lot of quartz products are being introduced in the kitchen today for the durability. But the painted cabinets has always been that kind of timeless look, in my opinion.
John, for people who'd like to meet you and learn more about Kitchen Design Gallery, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
The best way to get a hold of me, Wally, is at kdg.com is my website. We're located at 6340 Beach Boulevard. Our phone number is 721-0310, and we'd be happy to make an appointment with you in the showroom.
That's awesome, John. And John's done over 15,000 kitchens here in the greater Jacksonville area, and it may be time for you to have one too. Stay with us. We'll be right back. I enjoy doing Home and Garden TV with you, but you know, you can't take Home and Garden TV in the car, in the boat, or out jogging. Thankfully, we have Home and Garden Radio. Home and Garden Radio shows heard every single Saturday from 6 a.m. until 8 a.m. on News 104.5 WOKV. Hope you'll join us then. And again, It's News 104.5 WOKV, Saturdays, 6 a.m. till 8 a.m. See you then. Welcome back to the show. You know, as a home inspector, I've been in 35,000 houses, and walls are just walls until you put things on them or art around you. Really grateful today to have Holly Blanton with us, a true local artist, a true entrepreneur. She's going to share some thoughts with us on how to bring art into your home to cause that home to really have that feel on the outside, see on the outside the way you feel on the inside, and project that in your artwork. Holly, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Well, tell me the backstory. How does someone become an artist?
I originally started painting just because I needed something to occupy my time. I don't really watch television a lot, and so at night I just started painting. And then people started responding to it and buying it, and I thought, oh, great. And then I just made my car payment. And then about 5 years ago, it's parlayed into that's my full-time job, where all I'm doing is fine art now.
That's fantastic. You know, there's that one-liner, the life of the starving artist. Tell me about the background you had in business that allowed you to take your passion for art and turn that into a true thriving business.
Well, I ran my own company for 9 years before I did art full-time, so I have a real sense of business. And in college, I took business classes. I was getting a degree in business, so it really helps to learn how to allocate your resources and you know, what to put money into and what to not, and how to save money and spread it out to where you can afford to not sell anything for a month or two until you finally do. And then once you do, putting that back into the business so that you can continue to grow and thrive.
Well, you're very fortunate, actually. You've worked very hard to earn it, to have your own gallery, Holly Blanton Gallery. How exciting was that for you?
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. It was, as my social media presence grew, people would say, oh, I want to come see your art. And I was working out of my living room, and I live in a small house, and I thought, oh, I'm not having people come over to my house and look at the art. So I started looking around, and I was very fortunate to find a place in Atlantic Beach, which is about 2 miles away from my house. And it's 1,300 square feet. It used to be an insurance office, so there's all this wall space that now I've got covered with art. And so people can make an appointment with me and come in there and talk about, you know, what they like and what they're looking for in art. I do a lot of commission pieces, and then a lot of pre-made things that they can come in and purchase also.
Well, you're a local person. How many generations have you been here?
We're sixth generation Floridian.
Sixth generation. You're a beach girl.
Yeah.
How does your love of the beach and having been here for 6 generations as a family, how is that reflected in the art?
Oh, a lot. I'm very, very inspired by water. If you look at most of my pieces, have some kind of water or beach theme to them, because that's what makes me happy. I thought about, as an adult, where I wanted to live, and the happiest I was as a child was at the beach. So I thought, I'm going to live at the beach. I get to pick, and I'm going to live there. So
live at the beach, work at the beach, paint at the beach. That's a beautiful thing. The galleries at the beach.
Right.
You've got the great life.
Yeah.
What about if I have a favorite spot on the beach where my home is, and when I look out of my home and look down the beach, I see what I see, and I want to etch that in my mind, and I come to your gallery, and you've got wonderful other scenes of Jacksonville and the beach, but not one from my porch. How can you help me?
You just give me the picture that you want, and I'll paint it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I did that last year for a gentleman who wanted this Ponte Vedra poles, the divider between Jax Beach and Ponte Vedra, and he gave me a photograph that he had taken, and I painted it in a 36 by 72 for him for a present for his wife.
You know, people sometimes they're not exposed to art, or they're fearful of artists or going into a gallery. Tell me how you're going to make me comfortable when I come into your gallery.
Well, that's what I think the benefit of me having my own gallery is I get a lot of people who are kind of intimidated to go to a gallery, because there's no high pressure sales. If you want to buy something, I'm thrilled to sell you something. If you don't want to buy something, you just want to come look, I'm thrilled to have you come and look. I do commissions where you tell me what you want and I'll do it for you, and you don't have to give me a deposit. Unless it's a portrait of your kids, then I would make you give me a deposit. But if you have me paint a Jacksonville scene or something that's in my style, you don't have to put down money until after you love it and then you buy it. So
I take that.
Yeah. So it takes a lot of the fear out of it, because a lot of people don't want to buy something that they can't see. So once you see it, if you buy it, then if you love it, then you buy it.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I like that a whole lot. So what's the best way for folks to learn more about you, get a hold of you, and make an arrangement to come visit the gallery?
Well, I have a website, www.hollyblantonart.net. And then my phone number, you can it's on my website also. You can call or text me to make an appointment, because I don't have anyone that sits there all day long. I run in and out. So if you make an appointment with me, then you can come on the weekend, you can come in the evenings, you can come during the day, through the week.
I appreciate that. I'm really happy you spent time with us.
Well, I would love it if you came by.
I am going to come by. I'm absolutely going to come by and visit with Holly Blanton. I hope you'll consider doing the same thing, and we'll be right back. When buying a home, the scary part is what you can't see. That's why the certified inspection experts at HomePro Inspections use advanced thermal imaging cameras to see the invisible, like moisture in walls, hot electric wires, and missing insulation. And for your protection after the inspection, HomePro Inspection includes a free 90-day warranty protection against system failures, sewer line failure, and the appearance of mold. That's peace of mind. Call HomePro Inspections at 268-8211 or visit GoHomePro.com. Welcome back to the show. You may be sitting in your dream home. Chances are you're not. Maybe you're not in your own home at all, and it's time to start looking. Thankfully, we've got Willie Singleton from Exit Real Estate Gallery with us today to share some ideas on how that journey to home ownership might be a success for you. Willie, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Wally. I appreciate the invite.
I'm glad to have you here. Before we begin, give me an idea. How in the world did you become a real estate agent, sir?
Well, I'm originally from Jacksonville, Florida, and I was a warehouse supervisor with a major company, Coca-Cola, here in Jacksonville for over 20 years. In any business, 20 years is a long time. So kind of got tired of that and retired from Coca-Cola and wanted to get in something new for another 20 years or more maybe.
Very nice. And you've been very, very successful right out of the chute. Over 30 houses that you did last year. That's very impressive.
Yes, thank you. Those accomplishments meant a lot to me. Making a lot of home buyers just happy, first-time home buyers, excited about getting in their home. So it made me feel good.
I know you have a passion for home buyers. It's very trendy to work only with sellers for some people. That's the fast path to the cash. Yeah. It takes a real passion to work with buyers. Tell me how your faith position has helped you in the role of supporting that first-time home buyer.
Well, my faith, I got a slogan, and I put it on social media all the time, is dream big. I'm a dreamer, and I dream for other people, and I just want other people to be successful and have the things in life that they desire. I'm an entrepreneur at heart, so I told you behind cameras that I am a pastor in this city. Pastor a church called the Dream Church, so I'm used to serving people. I've been pastoring over 13 years, so I'm used to helping and serving people, and my faith and belief in just, like I say, having a desire for people to live their best life while they're here on earth.
The dream, I hear that theme of the dream dream of the home.
Yes.
What is it, do you think, that holds some people back from making a decision to reach out to you, as an example, and say, I've never owned a home. Yeah. I'm ready. Right. What seems to hold people back?
Well, it's several reasons that have held people back. Fear is one of them. Not knowing what they need to do. I found out that a lot of people think that realtors cost. You have to pay a realtor to help you out, so they don't understand that. Some people don't understand credit and how credit works, and you won't believe some people be like, oh, I thought I needed an 800 credit score to get in a home. So you try to train people and educate them on the process of how to buy a home.
Willie, I know you have the heart of a teacher, the heart of a preacher.
Yeah.
For people who would like to embark with you on that journey to home ownership, what's the best way for people to reach out and get a hold of you?
The best way for people to get, I'm very good with my phone. My phone number, you can either text or call me at 904-591-4038. Once again, that's 904-591-4038. Or you can go on my website. My nickname in real estate is Do the Deal Will. And they call me Do the Deal Will because I'm going to get the job done. So you can go to dothedealwill.com. That is dothedealwill.com. That's with one L, not two.
You drove that home.
Thank you.
So if you've been thinking about buying a home and you've not been comfortable with the process, you may want to consider getting hold of Willie. Have a great day. We'll be right back. It's not the fire in the fireplace that damages your chimney, it's the moisture. That's why the Chimney Safety Institute of America recommends an annual cleaning and inspection of your fireplace, regardless of how often you use it. The chimney technicians at Chimney Champions clean your chimney, then use the ChimScan video system to do a complete inspection of your system to ensure your home is safe. You can trust Chimney Champions to clean and inspect your chimney. Call 268-7200 or visit chimneychampions.com. Welcome back. Every now and then in the real estate universe, you meet someone who's unique. They're not a real estate agent, they're not a lender, they're not a builder or a remodeler. They're just unique and interesting. Joining us on the show today from Real Producers Magazine is Carly Lozo. Carly, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it, Wally.
Well, you are a publisher of a magazine. I find that quite fascinating. I am sure you were not birthed to become a publisher of a magazine.
I was not.
Tell me some exciting things about you that you did before becoming a publisher of a magazine.
Well, that's a very interesting question. So I actually have my degree in ballet from Florida State University. Didn't really expect to get into the publishing business at all, but danced for a while in New York City and then came home and decided that that was not going to support the lifestyle I wanted. So I got into real estate and sold houses in Houston, Texas for about 5 years before realizing that Real Producers Magazine that helps realtors was actually a thing. So when I moved back to Jacksonville about 2 years ago now, decided to kind of dive into Jacksonville Real Producers and produce this free monthly publication to educate realtors. And so that's what I've been doing for the past year and a half.
So you brought your passion and experience in real estate, your eye for the arts. Here we are in a magazine. That's fantastic. Help me understand how Real Producers Magazine helps the professionals in the real estate transaction to enhance their own business.
Sure. So this is something that I am very passionate about. So there's a lot of realtors in Jacksonville and Northeast Florida, over 8,000 actually. But the top 500 realtors, which is who we send this magazine to for free, do about 80% of the business. So that 80-20 rule really does apply here. But those people need to kind of educate each other and socialize with each other, and just so that those transactions, and even for the consumer, it makes it a little bit of a difference, that they get to know each other and learn from each other and keep that profession exactly what it is, a profession, instead of just a hobby. So that's kind of our goal, is like just to bring that community together and really help to educate and keep them, connected.
So in order, for a home buyer, home seller to get it bought or sold,
right,
that whole team needs to work seamlessly together.
Exactly.
And what you do through Real Producers is bring those high-producing teams together to create great relationships.
Exactly, yes.
So they can get the work done for the people.
Yes, we want to create those relationships where it makes it a smooth transaction for the seller and the buyer, and as well for each realtor on each side. I mean, that's important too.
Well, beyond the magazine, I know that you put on events. Tell me about one of the signature events that you've done to bring those professionals together so they can better care to customers.
Sure. So I guess we've done quite a few so far, going from Everbank Field to a Jaguar player's house. But we did do one event downtown, and that was a panel. It was an educational panel. So we had about 5 of our top realtors on stage, and basically we gave them all a glass of wine. We had about 200 or 250 agents there, gave them a glass of wine and let them just ask questions. So that was kind of an, communicative but educational place. Did the
questions get harder after each glass of wine, or did they get easier
That was
after
the
a glass of wine?
intention, is that they would get harder, yes. So that's something that we will be looking at doing in 2019 again, for sure.
So for folks who are involved in the real estate profession as lenders or home inspectors, appraisers, stagers, anyone who's involved in the transaction who would like to get involved with you and Real Producers, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Sure. So the best way to get a hold of me would be going to my website, which is realproducersmag.com. You can fill out a kind of an online form there that goes directly to me, and we can set an appointment and talk about whether that would be best for your business to be in front of my realtors or not.
Excellent. I'd like to thank you for that.
Yeah.
I'm not only interviewing Carly, I'm also a reader of the magazine and also an advertiser, full disclosure in that. So you can trust me.
One of our best partners.
You can trust me. Great and fun to work with. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You know, if your home is for sale, how you see it isn't necessarily how a potential buyer sees it. Your stuff is important to you. Your stuff is not important to the person that wants to buy your home. Thankfully, there's a cure for that, and that is to have your home professionally staged. We have with us today from Rave Home Staging, Melissa Marro. Melissa?
Thanks for having me.
Welcome. I want to thank you for hosting me on radio last week, so I'm thrilled to have you here with us on the show.
Well, it's nice to do a little back and forth. We have a lot of the same clientele.
Absolutely. So what is home staging?
So home staging is the act of preparing the home for sale so that it showcases like a model home, regardless of its age or occupancy status.
So people have a concern, oh gosh, I want to sell the home. I don't want to spend any money. How do you assure the person or give them comfort that the little bit of money they spend is more than returned in their net after the sale?
Yeah, so one of the things that's unique about our company is that we focus on who the most likely buyer is that's going to purchase the house, and we set up the house so that it is going to emotionally draw them in, and when they're emotionally drawn into a house, they're willing to pay more money for it.
You mentioned the emotion. That's really important. The only reason anyone buys anything is emotion.
Absolutely.
Yes, they want to live there, but the emotion is what closes that deal.
Sure. When people go house shopping, they tend to already have a list, usually 10 or 12 properties that meet all or more, that meet their criteria. And actually, when they originally get the list, what they're choosing from most often are the photographs. So for us, we include professional photography with our staging, and we want to make sure that when they're looking through those photos, it's emotionally appealing there first, and then when they actually come into the house, it's appealing then. They have so many choices that when you're looking at 12 houses, you have to be memorable, and then you have to have that emotional draw.
Gotcha. So there's kind of a triangle in this deal.
There really
between the seller, the staging company, Rave Home Staging, and the real estate agent. How do you bring those three things together to comfortably get this thing staged and help them sell it?
So, well, it's always good when we have a good relationship with the realtor already, but if we don't and we can get a good bond with the homeowner and they can convey that information, one of the things for the realtors to understand if they haven't worked with us before is that we actually do between 400 and 500 transactions a year. Last year we did 480 transactions. So that means that we're typically in more houses than they are. We're dealing with more projects and more listings than they are. So we understand what's happening in the market. And so if we're giving advice, we're not going to give pricing advice or their overall marketing advice, but we can definitely talk about how to position for the potential home buyer.
You touched my heart on that idea of doing hundreds and hundreds of transactions every year. As a home inspection company, we've been in 35,000 houses. We'll be in probably 3,000 this year. And when people, that is the real estate professional and the seller, will allow some of that experience to be given to them,
Right.
it really gets things sold a lot quicker.
It does. And they're hiring professionals because they want the professional advice. And so it's always helpful when they actually take the professional advice.
Is the initial relationship between Rave Home Staging and the home, is it usually from the seller of the home, or typically it's initiated by the real estate agent?
I'll say about 90% of the time right now it's initiated by the realtor, and then the remaining 10% of course is the homeowner. We'd love to see that shift, but for now the realtors are typically the gatekeepers. And one of the things that we've found over time, because I've been doing this for about 14 years now, is that when the homeowner contacts us, we can start that relationship. But sometimes they'll talk to their realtor then, and their realtor will tell them, oh, it doesn't need to be staged, the market's really good. As long as we price it correctly, then we're gonna have a good sale. And that's not always the case. There are a lot of homes that are priced well that just don't have that emotional appeal,
Right.
because the average home buyer is about 5 to 10 years younger than the average home seller. And when you look at that, it's not necessarily the same demographic, and they're not going to live in the house the same way. Very frequently, somebody will buy a house because they have kids that are going into a particular school district or of a certain age group, and then once those kids get older, then they no longer want to live there and they move on to the next part of their life. That neighborhoods and homes tend to be for a specific group of people.
Right.
And once you're no longer in that group, then you're ready to move, but your mentality is already out of that group. And perhaps the way you decorate your home and you have it spaced, you may have too much stuff for that group, or it may just be looking older. So when the younger group comes in, it doesn't feel like it fits them. And when we can make it fit them, then again, they're emotionally compelled to make an offer, and they are traditionally compelled to make a higher offer, especially if staging was done from the very beginning, because one of the first questions asked is, when they're interested in the house, is how long has this house been on the market?
Right. What's the best way for people to learn more about Rave Home Staging?
Sure, they can go directly to our website, which is ravehomestaging.com.
Great. I'd like to thank Melissa for being with us. We'll be right back.
Hey, let me tell you about my friend Craig O'Neill. He's the official photographer here at Buzz Media. He specializes in commercial photography for all those kind of needs. Check him out online at CraigO'NeillPhotography.com. And if you're lucky, you get a sweet lid like I have.
As always, grateful that you've been with us for the show. Looking forward to seeing you again real soon.